Hi there, my name's Rebecca Edwards and I'm going to take you through a yoga standing sequence comprising mainly of balances. So it's good to practice a routine of balances if you want to not only improve your balance but also to bring about more of a mental and emotional stability and balance in your life. So if you're feeling like things are all up in the air in your life, it's good to practice a grounding routine like balancing, where you really feel your connection to the earth and it has a grounding effect. So I suggest you maybe do some sun salutations or a warm-up, a yoga warm-up in preparation to what we're about to do now. So if you come to the end of the mat, step with your feet together and broaden through the soles of the feet, maybe lifting the toes off the ground and spreading them as you release them back to the floor. Then bring your hands into a prayer position so the thumbs line up with the chest. Just palms together softly, elbows relaxing, and close the eyes. And feel a slight downward movement through the lower back to the tailbone and an upward movement through the abdomen. So you get strength from your core and let that spread out through the body. You get balance and stability from the ground you're stood on. So as you inhale, feel like you're gathering up the balancing and grounding energy of the earth and draw it up through the legs to the chest. And as you exhale, send that grounding energy back down as if your feet are making a more rooted connection to the earth. So as you inhale, drawing that energy up, feeling the strength lifting through the legs, through the abdominal area, up to the chest. As you exhale, send that energy back down again, firmly through the feet. Open the eyes and inhale into chair, reaching the arms in line with the head. As you exhale, place the hands to the floor as you lift in the hips. Inhale, look forwards. Exhale, step right leg back. Inhale, step left leg back. Lower the knees, keep your abdomen tucked and lower halfway down. Once you get halfway, point the feet and press into upward facing dog. Tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Turn your left foot and step the right foot forwards. Inhale, arms lift. Warrior one. Exhale, hands to the floor. Back to a plank position and lower with your knees if you feel you need the knees to the floor. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Turn your right foot 45 degrees, step your left foot forwards. Inhale, arms lift, root through both feet. Exhale, hands down. Plank position, lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, and we're going to hold 3 breaths here. As you inhale, plug from the hands up to the hips. As you exhale, from the hips down to the grounding of the feet. That doesn't mean your heels have to touch the floor, just aim the feet to broaden against the ground. One more breath. As you exhale, look forwards, look at where you're about to step, lead with your right leg, left leg, inhale straight back. Exhale over the legs. Chair position, inhale. And exhale, bring the hands back to the prayer position at the chest, close the eyes. Inhale, feel a lifting from the ground, up the legs to the chest. Exhale, send that grounding back down through the feet. Another breath like that. Next breath in, chair pose, arms lift. Fold forwards, exhale. Inhale, look forwards. Exhale, step or jump back to a plank position. Lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Turn the left foot and step the right foot forwards. Inhale, ground through both feet. Exhale, hands to the floor. Plank position, down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Turn the right, step the left. Inhale, arms lift, press through both feet. Exhale, hands down, plank, halfway down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog, and 3 breaths again. Feel the breath moving subtly in the body. So we're really integrating a mind, body, breath connection through the movements we're making. On this exhalation, lift your head, look forwards, bend the knees, try jumping or stepping up to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, chair. Exhale, hands to heart. Close the eyes. Take a couple of breaths here, just finding the ground again beneath the feet. Transfer your weight into your right leg, and then bring the left leg into tree pose. As you place the foot on the inside of the leg, squeeze the right leg into the sole of the foot. Hands go from the chest to the shoulders and straight up. Feel a nice opening in the left leg. Feel the hips open, the chest open. Feel the connection from the right side of the foot up to the right arm. From the left side of the foot up to the left arm. Inhale as you bring the knee forwards. Bring your hands back down to the chest. And then step the left leg out as wide as you can. And then we're going into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Arms come out to the side. Level your hips up so they're straight and bend the right leg so the knee is over the ankle. Adjust your feet so that you get the right distance in your stance. Back foot turned in, shoulders soft. And really feel you're spreading the soles of the feet on the floor. Can you root to the outside edge of that back foot? Can you draw the energy up from the feet, up through the pelvis, and feel a rising effect through the chest? Take your right forearm down onto the right leg, and take the left arm around behind. You can either leave it on your lower back, or feed the fingers around to hold you in the thigh. Press the right knee so it stays in line with your foot as you rotate the chest towards the ceiling. Feel your outer left hip pressing down the leg, really using the strength in that straight leg as much as you are in the bent leg. Keep your chest turned to the ceiling, extend the left arm over. Drop the head slightly back and roll the eyes to look up to that hand. And as you exhale, look to the ground and bring the hand to the floor, lift your back heel. With the back heel lifted, you're going to spring back and forwards a few times, and then you're going to bring that back leg forwards and lift the knee in the air. So when you come forwards, the back leg lifts, the knee comes up in front of you. Now hold the outside area of your left foot. Bring your left hand onto your left hip. Straighten the left leg as much as you're able to. As you straighten that leg out, rotate the chest to the left. Press through your standing leg. As you rotate through the chest, you might wish to extend the arm out behind. Relax the abdomen, open the chest, root from the foot all the way up through to the crown of the head. Can you create a straight line from the foot up the body to the crown of the head? Bring the hand back to the hip, bend the leg as you turn forwards and place that foot back down to the ground. Take your balance into your left leg, bring your right leg into tree pose. You'll probably find that one side is easier to balance than the other. This is quite normal. This is my less balanced side. And again, as you bring the hands to the chest first, feel like you're rooting from the foot, growing up through the body to the chest, and then extending that energy up through the arms. Feel the connection from the energy from the earth where your tree is rooted, up through the trunk of your tree, your body, up through the arms, and like the branches of the tree and the leaves of the tree, they're extending out, looking for the energy that surrounds us. See if you can connect from the ground outwards. Bring your hands back to a prayer position at the chest and bring that knee forwards. This time you step the right leg out wide. As you step out wide, bring your arms out, level up the line of the hips so they're straight, and bend in the left leg. So a good guide is for your knee to be in line with the second toe. Try dropping through your right hip, press into the outside edge of the right foot. Gather the energy from both legs and scoop it upwards through the pelvis, into the chest. out from the chest to the fingertips. Take your left forearm down onto the left thigh, palm upwards. Bring your right arm round behind. Check your left knee is still bent over the ankle as you rotate the chest towards the ceiling. You can use the left arm to slightly press the knee back so it stays in line with the foot and doesn't collapse forwards. Extend the right arm over in line with the ear. Feel the extension from your hip down to the outer edge of that right foot. From your ribs up through the inner edge of the arm to the fingertips. Keep rotating the chest. One more breath here. As you bring that top arm back to the floor, lift the back heel, turn your hips so they're square to the front of your mat. Move back and forwards a few times. We're going to spring that back leg forwards and lift it. So when it lifts, you're taking the left hand to the outside of your right foot, your right hand to your hip. If you struggle to straighten the leg, then stay here or hold the knee. If you can, press that leg out into the hand. Lift from that rooted leg and rotate to the right. If you feel okay and balanced here, take the arm out behind. Relax both shoulders. Feel your connection from the ground to the skies. As you bring the hand back onto the hip, bend the knee as you turn forwards and release that foot back to the ground and step your feet hip distance apart. Take a stride back with your left foot and turn the back foot, that left foot, 45 degrees. Turn your hips to square up with the front line of your mat and bring the hands either into a prayer position. If you struggle to get the hands in prayer position, it's fine to cross the arms over, so you want the chest to be open. If you have the hands in prayer position, work their way up the back, keeping your hips square, lengthen the front of the body and bend forwards from the hips as you kind of float the body over that right leg or drape it over that right leg. Keep the elbows lifting towards the ceiling or towards the sky. Draw the right leg back, draw the left leg hip forwards. Try pressing through both feet and gather the energy up through feet, up through the legs, so you feel the legs drawing up into the hips. Inhale as you come up. Good, lift the back heel off the ground. Bring your arms up directly above you. As you lift the back leg further, we come forwards into Warrior 3. As you come forwards into Warrior 3, check you've got space in front of you so that you can lift the back leg and extend the arms out in front. Good, really rooting through your right foot. Draw up from your right foot into the hip. Relax the left hip down a little. Come into half moon balance, right hand on the floor, left leg out behind. Use a block if your hand won't touch the floor. Your standing leg wants to be straight, so as you push straight through both legs, turn the hips so that your left hip lifts away from the ground. Feel you're using the ground to lift that hip. Press out through both soles of the feet so it feels even the leg that's in the air is rooting to some sort of surface. Extend the arm up, the left arm up. Good, keeping your balance here, and if you want to, you can take a turn of the head and look up to that top arm. As you come out of this, turn back to centre. Bend the standing leg that you're on a little and drop the left hip so that they're even, and bring both hands onto the hips. As you come up to standing, lower the back leg down and press through your standing leg and lift. Good, so we do the same thing this time. Feet hip distance apart, step the right leg back, turn the foot to a 45-degree turn, square the hips, bring your hands behind, prayer position or hold the elbows. Inhale as you open into the chest, drawing the arms back a little. Exhale as you drape the body over that left leg, making sure that left leg is strong from the ground and isn't strong just around the knee area. So we want to avoid collapsing in the knee and feel more like the knee lifts upwards into the body. Feel from both feet, using the ground beneath you, you draw up through the legs, into the hips, and can the feet keep pressing to turn the hips to line up with the front edge of your mat. On an inhalation, come back up. Exhale, lift the back heel, lift the arms up. And then when you're ready, just transferring that weight forwards. So we bring the back leg up into Warrior 3 again, looking forwards between the hands. Soften through the shoulders and use the strength of the back leg to lift. Place the left hand down onto the floor and straighten out your standing leg. Push into the back leg as if you're pushing into the wall behind you or the space behind you. As you balance here, press through both legs, lifting the top hip away from the ground, turning the chest. You can take the arm in the air. You can choose to turn the head and look up to that top hand. Both legs strong, breath calm. Bring the hand back to the hip, look to the ground, square your hips up, and as you bring the left hand to the hip, you come up to standing, lowering that back down steadily, feet back to hip distance apart. Bring the feet together, take eagle pose. So lift the arms high, and then when they come down, cross your right arm under the left arm. Wrap the arms round and try and bring the palms together, or go back to back with the hands if you can't get the palms together. Rotate the arms so the thumbs line up with the face. Sit down as you cross the right leg round the left leg. You're going to try and wrap the toes round the back of that left leg. If you can't get the toes quite round, then just take them as far round as you can. Maybe they stay here for now. Draw the elbows out and up, away from the chest. Press the hands away from the face. Square through the hips and feel that strength in your left leg. Inhale as you unravel, lift the arms up, and exhale, bring the arms down. Inhale, arms come up again. This time left arm goes under right arm. Cross the arms round and inhale, lift the arms, press the hands away. Exhale, sit and cross the left leg around the right leg. With time, you're aiming to have the knees and the arms in line with each other, so that they're both in a central position in front of you. Spine upright. A nice strong bend in that balancing leg. 2 more breaths. Steady breath, and even more so, steady the gaze. Release the arms and inhale as you unravel, and exhale, bring the arms down. Take the feet to hip distance apart. Take a forward fold and hold on to the big toes, big toe forward bend. As you hold on to the big toes, lift the chest, straighten the arms, and then draw over the legs. Let the head go. Elbows drawing outwards, arms rising up into the back. See if you can play around with how you balance through the soles of the feet. So there's a tendency sometimes to swing the weight back into the heels of the feet. So see if you can bring a little bit more vertical feeling through the legs, so you bring some weight into the balls of the feet too. Come back up with straight arms again, place your hands onto the floor and go back to a downward facing dog. So, we're going to walk the feet towards the hands, and your hands want to be about shoulder distance apart. Lift your heels off the ground, coming into crow balance, which is an arm balance. So arms are parallel to each other. Try turning the bendy bit of your elbows back towards the legs. And as you bend the elbows back towards the legs, the knees sit high up on the back of the arms. Scoop in the abdomen, and as you bring a little bit of weight forwards, pressing a little into the hands, see if you can press from the hands into the scoop of the back and the scoop of the abdomen. We want to draw everything into a central place. So can you feel your arms drawing in, your legs drawing in, and the spine drawing up to this central space, just behind the belly button. Press forward through the arms, and you're just taking the balance forwards bit by bit, so you feel comfortable with the balance. And then with time, you feel you can get the feet up off the ground. And as you get the feet off the ground, you try and bring the toes together. Squeeze into that central place. Press through the arms. Lift through the abdomen. Round through the back. When you come down, place the feet back to the floor and go to a downward facing dog. And lowering the knees, finding child's pose. Roll up from child's pose. Let the hands rest on the legs. Notice the calm sensation settling into the body. Placing the elbows onto the floor. If you're not familiar with headstand and haven't ever been taught headstand before, then leave headstand out and maybe take yourself to the wall and put your legs up the wall with your head away from the wall. If you're going into headstand, then bring the elbows below the shoulders, crown of the head onto the floor, pad of the thumbs pressing into the back of the head. As you lift the hips, send the upper arms away from you. Walk the feet in and maybe bring the knees to the chest, then the feet towards the bottom, and then lift the legs into your headstand. Find the centre of your headstand. Stay here for a little longer if you wish. When you decide to come down, you can either bend the knees into the chest, or you can lower the legs in a pike position, straight legs coming down, landing down into a child's pose again. Rest the arms by your side, the forehead on the floor. Take a few breaths. When you've taken a few deep breaths in child's pose, place the hands to the knees and roll up to a kneeling position. To finish off, you can either do a gentle floor routine or floor poses, or you can go straight into Shavasana. Maybe you want to just sit for a while and let everything settle. So thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you soon in another video. Keep practicing. Thank you.